Today I'm going to be showing you how to make githeri in the simplest way possible. That means the least amount of effort for the most amount of food. Hi, my name is Emily Wamboi. You can call me Em, and this is Busy at Home. Thank you so much for clicking to watch this video. So today I'm going to be showing you the things that I do to make sure that I always have githeri on hand. So to make this githeri, here's what you're going to need. First, you're going to need some onions, ginger, garlic, and turmeric that I'm going to mince, about 2 medium carrots, some tomato paste, potatoes, tomatoes, zucchini, and a green pepper. Then you're going to need some beans, maize or corn, whatever you like to call it, paprika, garam masala, some curry powder, and 2 small stock cubes. You're also going to need some salt and oil. Let's get cooking. Ready. We're going to fry this on medium-high heat. Some oil. So once the oil is hot, I'm going to add my onions. And I know that this is not common practice, but I also like to add in my carrot together with the onion. And that's because I like my carrot soft, so all the way cooked. But if you like your carrots crunchy, skip this step and put your carrots later on together with the potatoes. Then I'm just gonna fry this until the onions and the carrots are cooked. And then we're going to add our ginger, garlic, and turmeric paste. But before that, I'm also going to make sure that I put in a bit of salt. It helps to break down the vegetables quicker. Stir every once in a while so that they cook all even. My tip number 1 is to make sure that you boil your maize and your beans on a day that you're not busy, so that when it comes to the day when you fry everything together, it just goes really quick. My second tip is to make sure that you chop everything first and then start frying. Once the onions and carrots are cooked, you can add in, this is ginger, garlic, and some turmeric. You stir that in until everything becomes fragrant, until you can smell the ginger and garlic. That means that they're done. And now that I can smell them, again, something that is not exactly common, I like to add in the tomatoes together with the potatoes, and that way this stew cooks faster. Along with that, add in a bit of salt. Also make sure that you don't add in all your salt at the beginning. Salt tends to lose its iodine the more you cook it, so you want to save as much salt as you can for towards the end of cooking. And while those cook, we're not going to waste time. We're going to add in some tomato paste. This stew is fast, no wasting time. About a half a teaspoon of paprika. I bought this paprika from Ngara. And spices that are freshly ground tend to be a bit more pungent. So if you're like me and you get your spices from, those shops, the Wahindi shops where they grind them, just use a little bit, not too much. And some garam masala. let that fry together. I'm going to add a bit of water so that the potatoes can cook and the tomatoes can break down just a bit more before we add the other vegetables, the maize and the beans. So I'm only going to add just a bit of water for now, just to make the potatoes cook all the way through. And now that I have added my water, it's time to add some stock cubes. I put them in the middle so that I remember where I placed them. Alright, so I'm going to cover this and let this cook for just a bit before I add in the rest of the veggies. And my third tip is, you know those containers in your freezer where you've kept an githeri that's not fried? Don't do that. Instead, fry all of your githeri together, make a wonderful, delicious meal, and then separate them into containers depending on how much your family consumes. So that way, the next time you need a pot of githeri, all you have to do is to make sure that it's fully and completely thawed all the way into the middle, put it into a pot, and then lightly simmer it right before you have to eat it. That way you have githeri that tastes way better than the day you made it. So now you see, now I can remember where my stock cubes were, and now I break them down and stir everything together. So now I'm going to add in the rest of the vegetables. I always add the beans first because then that lets me know how much of the maize I want to add, because sometimes you want more beans than maize. So I'm going to start that first before I can add in any more. Oh, that looks lovely. So I'm going to let them the flavors just mesh together for a bit before I can add in the sauce. Just gonna turn it just to make sure that nothing is sticking at the bottom. So what you're waiting for is to start seeing things kind of sticking at the bottom. That's when you know you have flavor. Okay? So we're gonna wait just a bit longer until things kind of start browning at the bottom. Then you have lots of flavor, and then you can add water. Now you can hear the crackling. Once you hear that crackling, then you know things are starting to see. You see how they are starting to stick at the bottom? Oh, that's flavor, y'all. That is flavor. But we're not there yet. Just a bit longer. If you're enjoying this content, chances are somebody else might too. So click the share button and make sure you share this with your friends and family. And also, if you haven't already, subscribe to this channel. And let me take this opportunity to welcome everybody that has subscribed over the last few weeks. I am so glad to have you in the family. Karibu sana. I hope that the content that I create will be of much value to you. I think now is a great time, because now I've been getting this sauce from the bottom. Now it's a great time as ever to add in some water to make our sauce. So if you like your food this dry, that's okay, that's fine. You can just serve this. You can just check the seasoning here and serve it. But if you're like me and you like it saucy, this is a time to add in some water. So I'm just going to let this soup boil, and once it comes to a boil, you see now it's boiling. Then now I'm going to lower the heat and just let it simmer slowly until the potatoes are done, and then I'm going to check it. Now I'm just going to check that the potatoes are done, and they are. Just squeeze a bit. Oh wow, look at that. Isn't that just beautiful? So let's add some veggies.
So many type of Make this githeri. Mmm.